welcome to the Disney News Show. Here's your host, CruellasFurCoat.
Yes, this is the Disney News Show. I am Joe Worthington, aka CruellasFurCoat, and this is episode 90 for Sunday, 4th of August 2013. Now, I hope you're all having a fantastic week. I certainly am. I am coming to you live from Barbados. I am here and coming to you direct from very, very sunny Barbados. So yes, having a fantastic time out here, and I do always really like it doing a show away from my desk. Gives kind of a bit of variety, and I hope you do enjoy this show as well. We've got loads and loads of fantastic Disney news coming up on the show today, and I have only just kind of realised that this is the first time I've done a show away from my desk since last November's episode 53, which was live from Disneyland Paris. Now, I really, really did enjoy that show. It's probably my favourite ever Disney News show was the episode that was live from Disneyland Paris. If you haven't seen that, definitely go and check it out. But as I said, I do really enjoy doing a show in a different setting. I know I don't have all my Disney stuff around me, but we don't always need all that Disney stuff to have a great Disney News show. Now, the only downside is I do tend to find it hard to get the lighting right, and if the lighting is pretty awful, then I do apologise for that. But I've done the best I could, and hopefully you can still see me and everything. I know I probably do look a bit weird just looking at that screen there, but so hopefully you can bear with me for this week and next week, which I will still be out here next week. So 2 shows you get from Barbados. This week I did upload a very kind of a special video. It is kind of a special video. It was my Disney Blu-ray collection overview video showing all 47 of my Disney Blu-ray titles in one video, showing you the disc art and the cover art and the special features, all that great stuff. If you haven't checked out that video, that was out last Sunday, and you can go and check that out. Link in the description box below. That's got all of my Disney Blu-rays in one place. Now, this week is actually leading up to a very, very big event in the Disney calendar. It is, of course, the D23 Expo, which is going to be taking place this weekend, Friday the 11th to Sunday the 13th of August. Now, this is a really big thing for, well, it's a big Disney fan convention in California, which is where Disney do announce a lot of upcoming projects and things, so I'm very, very excited about that. There's also loads and loads of other great stuff that's going on. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I will be bringing you lots of coverage of that next weekend in next week's show, episode 91. Well, of everything that's been announced up until that point at the Expo. Of course, I'm not going to be there, but I'm actually a lot closer than I would normally be from my home in Manchester, England, to out here in the Caribbean, in California. I'm kind of in between those 2 places, so I'm much closer to California, but not close enough. But that doesn't matter. I'm hoping to still be able to bring you all that great news next week. So that's kind of a sum up of stuff happening next week, but let's go back to last week, and we're moving on to the Disney question of the week now. And last week's question was all about the current state of live entertainment at Disneyland Paris. Now, it was announced last week that the Walt Disney Company is stopping any further investments into Disneyland Paris following the completion of the Ratatouille attraction next year. Now, my question was, there's already been quite a few cutbacks at Disneyland Paris, including the kind of the end of any live shows daily at the parks. Now, I want to know what you thought were the effects of this at Disneyland Paris. And I first like to start off with a quote from Mr. Orsi, who says, "You can only go so many visits in a row without anything new." Now, I do completely agree with this, and the fact that they are kind of going to be stopping the investments and stopping any new kind of shows being produced, then this is not going to be the greatest thing for Disneyland Paris. I think anyone would tell you that, and I know that I said that it's not all about the shows, and we do need to bear in mind that I don't think they would ever take away the daytime parade, or of course the nighttime spectacular Disney Dreams. I think that's here for the long run, but it is just a bit of a shame that there is no live entertainment. But I don't know, I think that I think it'd be interesting to see what does happen. And some of you may have been aware that there was a petition, well, not a petition, it was kind of a petition that to send a letter to Bob Iger the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, telling him about this this current state of affairs at Disneyland Paris, and urging him to do something about it. Now, I signed this. I don't really want to call it a petition because it's not really petitioning against something, but they had to get a certain number of signatures to be able to send off this this letter. And I think it is something that we do have to be aware of, and it's something that if we do care enough about Disneyland Paris, that we should be able to get some changes in there. So it'll be interesting to see what does happen at Disneyland Paris as we look to the future. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who did give me their thoughts on last week's question about Disneyland Paris. Thank you very much. Moving on to this week's question, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with this week's question, not something too in-depth about any kind of Disney news this week. What I wanted to do was, because I'm out here in Barbados, I wanted to find out some links between Barbados and Disney. Now, what I want to know is what comes to your mind when you think of Disney and Barbados, or the Caribbean, or any kind of thing like that. I want to know what your link is, or something like that. My link is that Rihanna, of course, many of you will know that Rihanna is from Barbados, and her song Shut Up and Drive was featured in Wreck-It Ralph. Now, Disney's 50-second animated classic, Wreck-It Ralph, that song was featured. So there we go, that is my link. Rihanna from here, her song in that movie. I want to know what your most inventive link is between Disney and Barbados or the Caribbean. I will read out the best ones on next week's show. Hopefully you can come up with some inventive ones. I know mine wasn't very inventive, but just something interesting to know, and I'd love to know what comes up when you think about this. It's my first time here, and so I thought that'd be a nice thing to do. So please let me know your thoughts, and of course I will read out the best ones in next week's show. Okay, so we're now moving on to this week's big Disney news, and this is something that got me very intrigued when I heard about it earlier this week. Now, Disney have announced this week that they're going to be developing on-screen adaptations of the Artemis Fowl book series by Ian Colfer. Now, these are very popular children's books, and the first movie, which we presume is going to be coming out in a couple of years, is going to be based on the first two books in the series, and they're going to be produced by, well, the film's going to be produced by Harvey Weinstein. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because Weinstein and his brother were the founders of Miramax, the studio which Disney did own until its closure a couple of years ago. Now, Weinstein and his brother famously parted ways with Disney when over disagreements and things like that back in 2005, and at that time the Weinstein brothers did have the rights to these Artemis Fowl books, and there was no way that they were going to get that Disney was going to get hands on them without the inclusion of Harvey Weinstein. So it's very, very interesting to know that he is coming back on board. I didn't really think that this would happen, especially this soon after it all went wrong for them. Now, I think it's great. I think I was very interested in this. I've read up a bit about these books, having never read them, and they do look very interesting, and I'm very, very excited to see what Disney is going to be doing with them. Now, I presume, we have to hope that Disney is hoping that they're going to be able to recreate their own kind of Harry Potter franchise. Now, lots of people are saying this at the moment, that this could possibly be that for Disney, and that is great. Now, it has actually already been announced that the screenwriter for the first movie is going to be Michael Goldenberg, which, if you are a Harry Potter fan, will know he wrote Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the screenplay for that movie. Now, I will bring you all the news for this as I get it, but up to now, that is all we know. No tentative release date yet, but I'm sure we will get lots more information about this very soon, and I will bring you that on the show. So there we go, this week's big news. Disney is developing Artemis Fowl for the big screen. Very, very exciting stuff there. Okay, so now moving on to the parks news for this week. And as a limited time magic for the next couple of weeks, there is going to be new Mickey ear hat covers featuring Disney heroes and Disney villains available for purchase at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Now these wraps kind of fit on top of existing standard Mickey ear hats, and they are reversible with Disney villains shown on one side and Disney heroes on the other. Now these look really interesting, and I did really like the look of these when I first saw them. Now they're kind of a collage of Disney villains, and I don't know why I keep pointing them head, but I guess because they're for the Mickey hats, but they're kind of a collage of all these different characters, and I think they look really, really cool. Especially being a villains fan, I really, really did like the look of these. Now when I looked a bit closer, I kind of didn't like them as much. I don't really want to say that, but they I thought they got a few things wrong. I don't know if I want to say that on here, but they have included, on the hero side, they've included both Brer Fox and Brer Bear, from what I can see from Song of the South. And on the villain side, there is the March Hare and the Mad Hatter. Now, I would have said they should be switched around, really. I don't know. I know Disney does sometimes class the Mad Hatter as a villain, but I wouldn't want to wear something that showed the Mad Hatter as a villain. Just me, personally. But I don't know, and especially Brer Fox and Brer Bear being on the hero side. I don't really get that, but they look nice, and I think the fact that they're limited time magic shows that they will be limited edition, and they will be probably quite sought after soon. Now they are available now while stocks last, so there's no specific dates that they will be available, but available now whilst they have them in stock. They are available at Fantasyland's Mad Hatter at Disneyland Park in California, and at Chapeau Hat Shop at Magic Kingdom. They are $12.95 each dollars, and so yeah, if you're at Disneyland or Magic Kingdom soon, then and you want to buy them, then this is your time to do so. Okay, our next news of Disney Parks news is the official 2013 albums for both Walt Disney World and Disneyland are to be released this month. Now both will be two disc sets. I can hardly talk today, it must be the heat. And they both feature 36 pieces of music each. Now, some are the same, some are different. Of course, there are some rides and attractions that are the same at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland, but some which are unique to the different parks. Now, they are available from the 20th of August at probably most of the big merchandise locations. The CD that was available when I was there in 2011, you could get the 4 Parts One World CD in lots of different places, and I do actually own that CD, so I'm not going to be in a rush to get this one, but that CD is great, and I would definitely advise you to get that if you're heading to Walt Disney World and Walt Disney World or Disneyland soon and you don't own that CD. Now, this time, for the first time, they're also going to be available as a digital download from the Disney Music Store. So if you can't get out to Disneyland or Walt Disney World soon and you want to get your hands on these, it's not so much of a problem because you can get them from the Disney Music Store online and you can get them that way. So that is fantastic news. Okay, so moving on to the Walt Disney World news now. And it was officially announced by Disney this week that the Festival of the Lion King show at Disney's Animal Kingdom is moving from its current home in Camp Mini Mickey to its new place in Africa, still at Animal Kingdom, but in Africa. Now, this has kind of been evident for quite a few months now, as construction has been going on in Africa to make this new home for the show. Now, it's set to open in 2014, and it is expected that the announced Avatar Land will be taking over Camp Mini Mickey, which is why they need to get the Lion King out, because of course they wouldn't want to get rid of Lion King because that is such an incredible show. I really do love that, possibly my favourite live show at Walt Disney World. I really thought that was incredible, and so they wouldn't want to get rid of that, but I think if anywhere they have to do this Avatar Land at Animal Kingdom, Camp Mini Mickey is the place to go, because apart from Festival of the Lion King, there is not a great deal of other things that it does have to offer. So yes, Avatar Land is going ahead, and as much as I am not a fan of that, I think that Camp Mini Mickey is the best place for it to be. Okay, our next piece of Walt Disney World news is also at Animal Kingdom, and that is that the name for the very first Maasai giraffe born at the park was named this week as Mosi. Now, the name Mosi means first, and well, in some kind of language, and was voted for by Disney Parks blog readers. So that is great, and I do love when they do announce they've had a newborn at Animal Kingdom. I don't always talk about that on the show, but it is always very nice. But I thought this was a nice story that they've had Disney Parks blog readers name the child. I can't really call it a child, can I? The baby giraffe, and so they call it Mosi, which means first. So that's great news there from Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. Okay, so moving on to the Disneyland news now, and Long Lost Friends Week is returning to Limited Time Magic very soon at Disneyland, and now it's our chance to vote for who we want to see at the meet and greets at Disneyland in a few weeks' time. Now, this time there are actually 22 different options covering Disney characters from a range of Disney movies. Now, you can go over to the Disney Parks blog to cast your vote, and the link to that will be down in the description box below. But my votes personally would go to Hercules and Meg. I would love to meet Hercules and Meg at Disney Parks, from of course Hercules. And although you may not be going to Disneyland for the Long Lost Friends, you can still vote. So if you want to, then definitely do that. It's just fun to do. So there we go. Long Lost Friends Week will be returning to Disneyland in a couple of weeks' time. Okay, so next up from Disneyland, the Pirates League is going to be returning to Disneyland this Halloween season. Now, this is a makeover service which can transform you into a pirate for the day at Disneyland, and the Pirates League is going to be available for a limited time at the Festival Arena in Frontierland. Now, for one of these kind of makeovers, it is priced from Now, for one of these makeovers, it is priced at $29.95 to $34.95 plus tax, and it is best to book by calling 714-781-7895 if you want to take part in this. And the Pirates League is going to be beginning from 13th of September, with reservations being taken from 20th of August. So if you're heading to Disneyland for Halloween and you want to take part in this, then be sure to book. It always does look fantastic when I see people who are taking part in the Pirates League, so that is great stuff. It's great to see that it is returning, and maybe this will become an annual thing around Halloween. Okay, so that's all the news I have from Disneyland California, but moving on to Disneyland Paris now, and characters from both Jake and the Neverland Pirates and Sophia the First are soon to be available for meet and greets at Walt Disney Studios. Now, currently, Playhouse Disney Live on Stage is scheduled for a refurbishment from the 1st to the 28th of September, and when it reopens, it's speculated that it will be renamed as Disney Junior Live on Stage, as has been the case at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Now, Jake and the Neverland Pirates and Sophia the First will not be featured in the main show initially, which is still going to feature Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Winnie the Pooh and the Little Einsteins. However, they will be available for meet and greets with Jake and Sophia before the show takes place outside the show. So this is great news that there's going to be new characters, and this does seem to show that they will be pushing for Jake and the Neverland Pirates and Sophia the First to be included in the show at some point in the future. But with all this kind of stuff going on with the Walt Disney Company and investments, etc., maybe that won't come around very soon, but who knows, maybe you'll see them in the show as early as next year. Okay, now moving on to the other Disney news. Now, the release dates for the two 2014 Disney Diamond Editions in the US have been announced this week. Now, they are the Jungle Book and Sleeping Beauty. Now, the Jungle Book is set for release on the 11th of February 2014, and Sleeping Beauty in October next year. Now, both will be available on Blu-ray and DVD, and they follow on from The Little Mermaid, which is set for release as a Diamond Edition in the US this 1st of October 2013. Now, it is interesting that news should come out this week, because the Jungle Book Diamond Edition here in the UK, well, actually not here in the UK, but in the UK, is set for release tomorrow, the 5th of August, and so we are getting it couple of months earlier, well, quite a few months earlier than the US in Blu-ray and DVD, as well as the sequel, Jungle Book 2, that is also going to be available from tomorrow. Now, I am going to be doing an unboxing of the Blu-ray some point when I do get home. It's unfortunate that my holiday has coincided with the release of the Jungle Book, because that is one of my favourite Disney movies. So please do bear with me, that video will be up on my channel in the next couple of weeks. So that actually is all the Disney news that I do have for you this week. This has been the Disney News Show, episode 90, for Sunday, the 4th of August 2013. From me, Joe Worthington, aka CruellasFurCoat. Do not forget to leave me any comments and questions down below, as well as your response to this week's question: what in your mind links Disney to the Caribbean? I would love to know. Also, you could send me a personal message, or you could contact me on Twitter. I'm at CruellasFurCoat. I'm also on Instagram as CruellasFurCoat as well. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. Goodbye.